This is a video on how to grease and service your bearing, which you should do at the end of every production week, which is something that I do here at Blending Room. So number one, you need an Allen key for these three bolts. This Allen key was provided by Probat in their service pack that you should get with your machine. So on this basis, we're first going to unscrew, trying not to drop everything. Now, in normal machines, this bearing cap should come straight off. However, our machine was machined in a way that this was incredibly tight. So I have to use this tool in order to prise it off. This tool is actually to affix onto the bearing mount, and this then helps us adjust the drum gap. However, this is the tool that I use to remove my cap. Next, what we do, I have some blue roll. I'm just going to clean any of the residue out from the previous time. And you may be able to see in here that there is some grease that is just surrounding the housing, and something then that I'm just going to clean up. So first of all, you do this without the machine or the drum moving. But in a minute, I'm going to turn the drum on so we can get more of the grease brought into the bearings. So next I'm using, this is provided by Probat, but any synthetic temperature resistant grease, this is also food grade as well, which is really important. Now, I'm just going to take a pea-size amount out, and I'm just going to then rub this on the surface of the bearings to coat that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the roaster on. By turning the roaster on, what now happens is that grease is being dragged into the bearings. I'm just going to apply a tiny little bit more. And next, I'm just going to once again just tidy up around here where possible. And switch the machine off. Now that I can see that the grease has been dragged into the actual bearing mount, and then we're going to reapply the bearing cap, and we're going to put our bolts back in and screw them in. And once they're screwed in, they don't need to be particularly tight, just enough that the cap itself won't fall off whilst you're roasting, and making sure, or it's on tight enough to make sure that you're not going to get any sort of like dirt and stuff like that inside of the bearings, which will create friction over time and reduce the efficacy and lifespan of your actual bearings. Anyway, so those are now nipped up. And what I'm going to do is just fire the roaster up again, listen to see if there's any squeaks or noises. And there we are. That now is a cleaned, greased front drum bearing ready for next week's production.